Hey everyone, Chelsea here from So Simple Home. Today we have a great kitchen sewing project for you. We are going to make this really simple and fun pot pincher. So if you ever have to grab something out of the oven, or you have a pot on your stovetop that you want to pull off but you don't want to burn your hand off, this fun little pot pincher is super handy, and it has some Insul-Bright in it that will help ensure that you don't burn yourself. It stores really easily, whether on a counter, in a drawer. It's super compact, so that's one of the things I like about it. And we're just going to make the matching pair to this one today. So supplies you're going to need. You're going to need the pattern. It has the main piece, or the backing piece here, and then it also has what we're calling the pocket of the pinchers. So it's like a little pocket for your hands, right? So you're going to need those two pieces. You can get the link in the description. If you don't want to go find the pattern, I always have people complaining. This is about 10 inches by 6.5 inches. So you can kind of create your own little oval if that's what you want to do. The first thing that you're going to do is cut out your material. I just use some really nice cotton materials. You're going to want to stay away from polyester because polyester will melt with heat. So find a nice cotton fabric with no polyester in it if you can. That's what I have here. You're also going to want to get some Insul-Bright. So the container, or the packaging, kind of looks like this. It's this kind of batting. It looks like a batting, but it has some metallic film on it that helps with hot and cold. And so there's not really a wrong side or a right side to this. It'll work either way, which is another thing that I like. Now, if you don't have Insul-Bright, or you really want to make sure that you're not going to get burned, you can get yourself some Thermoflex. That's this. Thermoflex you're going to see a lot like on ironing boards. So like this is my little Cricut Easy Press mat. This is like a Thermoflex. Okay, so it's just going to help reflect the heat off. So you definitely could use a layer of this as well. But for this project, we're just going to use the Insul-Bright. And then we're going to cut our fabric. So what you're going to need 2 pieces for your backing, 2 pieces of the pattern cut out, and then 1 in Insul-Bright. And then you're going to need 4 pocket pieces, so that are mirror images, and then 2 pieces of Insul-Bright for the pockets. And then the other thing that you're going to need, you're going to want a little bit of bias tape. If you don't have bias tape, you still can do this project. You'll just have to do like an additional step or 2. I just made my own bias tape. I'll leave a link in the description on how to make your own bias tape. You don't need a ton of it, maybe about, I don't know, 20 inches maybe. But I wanted it to match nicely. So my backing fabric here is the same as my bias tape. All right, well, let's get sewing. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our pocket piece here, and we're going to place our Insul-Bright in the middle, sandwich it in the middle of our 2 pocket pieces. And then we're going to take a strip of our bias tape, and we're going to just place our pocket, or our pocket pieces inside of that bias tape, kind of like that. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure it's at the top, it's nice and started, and then I'll put it in my machine, forward and back stitch, and then I can fix the bias tape as I'm sewing to ensure that everybody stays in place. And just sew along that bias tape. Again, at the end, I back stitch. So it's going to kind of look like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to clip off the excess here. And there's one pocket. So we're going to do the same thing for the second pocket. I'm going to open it up, put our insole right in there. Take a piece of bias tape. Place. And you can see here that I take and put it right in the middle of my bias tape. I don't start it right at the edge. It just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to line it up perfectly. It just, I don't know, saves me some stress. Okay, I back stitched at the beginning, and now I'm going to tuck everything inside. Stitch across. Okay. Again, we're just going to clip off the excess on the ends. And there's my 2 little pocket pieces. So cute. All right, next step is we're going to layer everything together. So to do this, we're going to place our insole bright down first. Then we're going to put our backing piece on. It's like this. We're going to place one pocket on one side, the other pocket on the opposite side, and then our other backing piece, we're going to put it right sides together like this. So it's just like a giant sandwich. And then I'm just going to take pins right through the center of my pieces. And that just keeps all the layers together. See that? Instead of trying to pin around the edges. Now if you have clips, clips would work really well for this, but pins, it's a little bit harder. This I feel like keeps everything in check a little bit better. Okay, now for this part of the project, we're gonna just kind of mark right here and right here. And this is the opening that we're gonna leave. So we'll start here and stitch around and end over here. And we're gonna stitch at 1/4 of an inch, which is the edge of your presser foot. All right, for this part, I'm gonna put the whole thing into my machine, put my presser foot down. It's a lot of layers, but your machine can get through them all. And I'm just gonna follow my fabric on the edge of my presser foot here. All the way around. And I'm gonna follow this red piece on top. And that's going to ensure that I get through all the layers and that I don't end up having like one of the layers moved. Close. Over that one. Going over this one. And then I back stitch where my opening is. Cut all my threads here. All right, that's kind of what it looks like. And you can see I went through all my layers, which is good. That's what I want. All right, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clip and I'm going to grade my layers. Now, if I just flip this as it is, you can see how thick these edges are. If I did it right now, they'd be super, super thick. And that's not what I want. It's not going to be as conducive to what we're doing. So because this batting, this insole bright batting is as thick as it is, I'm actually going to grade it down close to my stitching line. That's going to take a lot of the bulk out of this pop pincher, which is what I want. I don't want tons of bulk. Okay, so I'm just grading it down. This one's actually really close to the edge, so I don't have to do anything there. Sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. And even where my opening is, I'm going to grade it. So I'm just pulling out some of that extra batting, that extra thickness. Okay. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to open up where my pockets have the extra bias tape here, and I'm going to grade that down a little. I don't want all that extra bulk. I don't need it, right? It's not hurting. It's not hurting to cut it off. It's just there. It's in the way. Just clip it off. Sometimes it flies away like that one did. Just taking away some of that extra bulk, that extra fabric. And this one's a little longer, so we'll take a little bit more. Okay, so it lays a little bit better. And if there's some more extra bulk from the pockets, you can pull some of that as well. Okay, then I'm going to take my scissors, and this is a rounded edge, so I'm actually going to clip around that edge with my scissors, just like this. And that's going to make it so when I actually turn it right side out, that rounded edge will lay really flat, like here. Even though there's some bulk to it, it'll be nice and flat, because it just gives it a little bit more movement because of those clips. So when I go, you can kind of see it kind of opens up a little bit there, and that's what we want. All right, now we can turn it right side out. So we're just gonna put our finger in there and find our pocket, this piece. We're gonna find that, and we're gonna just pull it through the opening, that little opening that you left. And it's not a huge opening, so it will take a little bit of wiggle room to get everything through, because it is still a little bulky, right? Okay. Then we're just gonna take like a pencil. If you have a wooden dowel, you can use that. And you're gonna put it inside, and you're just gonna kind of round out those edges. Just make it a little bit finished off, and then you can come in here, kind of round them out inside there, not like that. See that? How cute is it? Looks great. Okay, now we have to close this opening. Now you can just fold it in, tuck it in, and top stitch around the whole thing if you want. I don't really like that because of all the bulk. It makes it a little bit harder. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to fold it in, and I'll use my little iron to kind of get the best shape that I can, because I want it to hold that curved shape, right? And I'm just going to press it really well. And then I'll come on the back side here and make sure this red piece lines up well with that pocket. Right, we want it to, everybody to line up okay. Get off some of these little pieces here. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's a little pokey right here, but that's all right. When we sew it here in just a second, we'll kind of fix that out. All right, so it's kind of pressed in this section here. So I'm just going to take and thread a needle with some matching thread, tie a knot on the bottom, and then I'm going to come up through the underside here, and I'm going to do what we call a slip stitch. This is probably my favorite stitch. I have a video of it, so I'll share that as well. But you're going to come through the lip of one side and then go through the lip on the opposite side and kind of pull. And then you'll come back through the lip on the red side here, and then through the lip on the blue side. So you'll go back and forth, and this slip stitch is a hidden stitch because it's going through that lip. You don't really see it. Now, if you don't want to do the slip stitch, you could definitely still do a whip stitch. You could do a blanket stitch. I just really like the slip stitch because, like I said, you don't see it really. It's kind of hidden in there. And it holds pretty well. I mean, if you were going to wash this a lot, then you might want to use your sewing machine because that stitch will probably hold up a little bit better. But I think this is going to be just fine for what we're using it for. Come back on this side over here. All right, looks pretty closed up here, which is nice. And then I'm just going to come through couple more stitches going backwards, and then we'll just tie it off. And I just do a simple knot. 1, 2, oops. And there we go. All tied off. How nice does that look? Okay, and then I'm just going to take my little iron here, my little Cricut Easy Press Mini. There's a link in the description. I always get questions about it. This is literally one of my favorite sewing tools, and it's not even intended as a sewing tool, but I use it all the time because then I don't have to get up. There we go. There is our little matching pot holder. So our pot pinchers for both our hands here. They're super cute, super handy. One for each hand, each side of the pot or casserole dish or oven or whatever you're using it for. It has that insole bright on the inside so that it'll deflect the heat, and you should be ready to go. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Again, you can grab the pattern in the link down in the description. It's free.